Hey guys, this is Janie. I hope you can hear the video okay. I know the last time was kind of low, but it's going to be the first process video. So I'm going to make some potpourri pies. Aren't they party? They're very party. But I was going to cut the strips up. I was going to do the pies. I was going to do the apples. But you know what? I'll just do it here, and however it works because this is going to be my video, and this is it. So, um, but these are really cool because you can um, either put them in a window. You can make these little ones too, and they're really cool for like little bathrooms. You don't have to do the apple or the cinnamon. You can do strawberry or cherry. Um, I don't know. I guess the potpourri, it will come in different, like this is apple cinnamon right here, but you can get all different kinds. This just came from the dollar store, and you get these little bottles of, it's a fragrance oil, and then all you have to do, I usually save the little droppers, even the medicine droppers. You can get these little droppers, and then all you would do is take your oil, take a few drops. You would take the pie and you just go right in here and just you can get in there and drop the oil in however much you want. I tend to go a little overboard, but whatever, however much you like. And you can freshen them up, it's just to whatever you like. So, and I usually take those and put them in a little baggie and put them with the pies. I've been doing these pies for, oh geez, before my daughter Peyton was born in 1997. I was at a school. We did a holiday house, and it was for the kids to come and buy presents for their family. And it was really, really neat. It wasn't just me, but it was a lot of different people doing their own crafting. And I did these pies, and I couldn't make them up fast enough. I mean, they loved them. So that was pretty far back. That was way before I even, went into YouTube or any of my groups or anything. So I have no idea if anybody else does this, but I'm just saying that's when I started doing these. But anyway, they come in different sizes. This one is a little 4-inch. This is a 6-inch. Now, I'm going to turn this. It's a terracotta pot, okay? Like, what you put your flower, your pots on. They're baked to, I don't know what the degree is, but very high, of course, to bake for the terracotta. So this is kind of nice because it's kind of scary, but people, I mean, this is to set, like if you have an electric stove mostly, put on the back, and then when you're baking, the warmth from the oven will come through. My hands have cinnamon all over them. Will come through and heat this bottom part up, the terracotta, which in turn will heat the oil, and then that's when you will smell whatever scent you have in there. So it's really cool. My friend had one. She had a middle part burner or whatever. She put it on there. She sort of left it on there, and it was a little crispy, but so you kind of have to watch it. But you can put it in your window, like I said, the bathrooms, wherever. And you don't always have to make the apple cinnamon. Now, I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about this. The apples, now, these are Red Delicious. And the only reason I would suggest using them because you try to get, I don't know if you can see, it's the star. the 5 points in the star in the apple, and it's really, really tough. You only get, depending on the apple size, maybe 2 to 3 slices that have this star. And I'll show you. Now these are a little dark. I put cinnamon on mine, and however they come out, you don't have to use them, whatever. But you can see there's a lot. Now on the bigger ones, I will put 2 apple slices. And so I always put like one with the star. You can kind of see the 5 points in there. See that? So I just like them that way. And that one. And then you usually can put another slice underneath. You can put as much cinnamon on this as you want. If you've ever seen the movie Mask, it was really cool. They sat there, and it was a story about Rocky Dennison, and he had the the disorder, disease, whatever that makes the bones grow really quickly, the calcium. Anyway, he sat there, and the one girl that he really liked, it was Laura Dern, and she sliced the apple, and she said, you know, see the 5 pointed star? That means you're lucky. And it was so cool, you know, but they're a little on the pricey side. And like I said, you want to kind of do them thin as you can without chopping the apple off if you can get them in a slice. And try to get that star. I just think it's really cool. And you want to bake them, probably around 250 degrees in the middle rack. Try not to put them in a pan, because then they take forever. If you can just lay the foil on the rack, then put your slices. 250. I did it for about 10 minutes. You watch it. You can flip them over if you want. Another 10 minutes. Just keep your eye on them. And also, just remember that when you take them out of the oven, and you just let the air get to them, that will dry them out. Also, you don't have to keep them in the oven. So 10 minutes, 30, something like that. You just have to watch the apples. It's just like baked apples, you know, when you'd eat them. Same thing, you can eat them. But you save the apples. I have them in this little container, and they keep forever. I mean, and even these are kind of, but you can, you know, put them in there, and since you use a couple of apples. Now this little pie, you'll see that I'm real particular about things, and that's why it takes me longer. That's just me. I couldn't find the right apple for this. Everything was too big, so I just put the 2 cinnamon sticks, and that's another thing. Is the cinnamon sticks. I have this really cute, it's pretty old, little Toll House. I had got this at a thrift store, but I keep all my cinnamon sticks in there. I have a lot more. And then when you're done with your pie, you can go ahead, pick out your apples that you want, and fix them the way you want with the cinnamon sticks. And I'll show you that later. So I got that. Trying to think. This is muslin. Now you can get, I don't really know the difference, but this is like a really smooth muslin, and I don't like this as much as this. This looks more natural to me. It's kind of got the little grains in there, little spots, whatever. I like to cut the strips and the crust out of this. You don't have to wash it or anything. Also, I'm trying to see where I put these. A piece of cardboard I did. It was the crust strips. This is going to be for an 8-inch pie. Usually do about 3 inches across And then this is around 10 inches down. You could probably get away with a lot less than I do, and you will see why. Like I said, this is just the way I do it, but there's a lot of things you can do to cut down on its waste. I hate to say it, it's waste, but that's just the way I do it. And this one, the crust strips, they're about 10 inches by 2 inches. And like I said, this is for the 8-inch pie, and that's the one we will be doing. So, and you can, I want to say, customize to whatever pie you're doing. So, like I said, this is the muslin. I got it at Walmart. It's pretty cheap. Okay, this is a yard for like $3 or something like that. So, not bad. Okay, and then I'll put like the raffia on here, and I cut a little tag. It just says Pulpery Apple Pie. And then this one just has the this on here. What I normally would do is you can pin it on there, glue it on there, and then it opens up, and you can put whatever you want in there. I just put use fragrance oil to freshen your pies whenever needed, 1 to 2 drops. You can't write a whole lot in this little area, but you kind of want to, if you're going to sell them or whatever, you give them to somebody, you kind of have to tell them what you have to do with these things. So, and you see this has some cinnamon too, but since as much cinnamon as you want, you don't have to put any if you don't want to. So here's these 2 pies anyway. Keep a lot of glue sticks around, especially because I use a lot of them. I have mine in my little basket. Oh, looks like a little grocery cart. Okay. And I use these. You can get them at Sally's Beauty Supply. It's the little hair clips, pin curl. I also do hair, so but I've had these for a long time. It's just to clip the strips to keep them in place. I just happen to be really picky about that. Some popsicle sticks, or you can do the silicone to keep, when you glue the strips, to keep them in place. The potpourri I normally dump in here, and a lot of times I'll separate this part. I mean, these are kind of, I use them more for a filler. Like I'll put these on the bottom, and then put the bigger chunks like this and stuff on the bottom, just as a filler. And then again too, I stuff the pies. I make them really tight. You don't have to. I'm going to dump this in here. You also keep some of these cinnamon sticks out, and the apples, so you can put them in between the little strips. Sorry, it's noisy. There we go. Okay. All right. Something like this. I don't know if you'd want to put that in your pie. Okay, but I could break them apart. Isn't that cool? I have no idea what this is. Obviously, it's bleached out, colored, but it's all different. I mean, you can use these as filler if you want. Okay. So all I did was I made a few strips already. And I'll show you just, again, 2 inches wide, and you can, I fold them. You don't even have to fold them, but the problem is, if you just cut strips, and I don't have, okay, like if you were to cut a strip this way, and just, you know, put it on your pie. This is gonna get all, it's gonna shred. I don't like that. So I'm gonna fold it, and it's no big deal. It's gonna, you know, if it's glued halfway, it's not gonna matter because you're not gonna really see it because you're gonna turn it this way. You could put the cinnamon, like I use a pan, like this pan. I'll put them in there, sprinkle it with cinnamon. You can do them before if you want, but I just wait until the pie is done, cooked, so to speak. So, and also I do 6 strips. I don't really eat pie, so I don't, you know, you can do the strips however you want in the thickness, the width, I mean, and also the crust that goes around. So, and you'll see that too. You'll see where you can do the shortcuts. So this is the 8-inch. I took the tag off of there. It's got stuff on there. It doesn't matter. This is the 8-inch pie. Like I said, you can keep a lot of glue sticks around. I'll start. I didn't do any of these. This is for the crust. Now, for the strips, you'd want to fold them and glue them like this, okay? But the crust that goes around, all I do is fold it and just right and touching, see, like that, and then glue it. This could probably be a lot less material, but this is just the way I do it. I've got 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4 strips, about 10 inches long, whatever. You don't have to use them all. If you don't, you don't. If you do, they're cut. So what I do, if I burn myself, oh well. Okay. As I just put the glue along the edge here, okay, and then you'd fold it over. So let's kind of go over really quickly. And then you just fold it. Press it down. This glue, you know, unless you're going to put the glue right on your finger, it's not that hot. Now, this is not glued in here. You can glue it if you want, and because the thing is, we're going to want to crunch it up like this. Crunch it, squish it, whatever, to make that look. So I'm just going to do that for now. Do the rest of these. You have to be quick because see the glue. You know when to pop that the glue stick in really quickly. I'm just doing this. My table is from the thrift store. A long time ago I bought this and I just refinished it. It's more of like a distressed table, but it's a nice, thick, chunky table. It's got a leaf too that goes in here. And I took it, and then I was able to take the chains and the hammer and just really, you could see all the, really smack it, you know, just as I had fun doing that. And then put a little bit of wax on there for color. So I had fun doing that. But it has really chunky bottom, like legs. So you don't have to be really perfect with this because you're not really going to see this part. And you can do it also, you can do it thinner. You'll see. When I do this, I may need another one. I don't know. If I do, I'll just grab the piece and cut it. There. Again, I mean, these don't have to even meet perfectly. You just want that strip, that larger strip, because you're going to make it the crust. Okay, let me just see how much this takes here. Now, I have the little silicone tips for the fingers for the glue, but I don't use them because number one, it's not really that hot when I'm doing this. And it just gets in my way. So we're going to go along the edge. You'll see, and you have to quickly put this on, and you'd want to scrunch it. I like it really scrunched up. So I just use a lot of glue. I just put glue all over. Okay, and just put it down. Okay, and press it. And I use my fingernail to really grab a hold of it like this. Okay, you can like that. And I put it along the edge, like, see that? Because I like that look underneath. I mean, you don't even have to scrunch it up like this, but you just keep going along the edge. And you can get the extra glue off on the edges later if you have to. See, that's why you need a lot of strips. And just take this, kind of point it downward like this. Because when you take your other strip, you're going to kind of go over this part so it looks connected. You can do this all in one strip if you want, complete, and then but this is just, for me, it's easier. Easier to control. Down like this, you can take it like that. But you see down here how much really you don't need, you're not going to see this, so you can really make this a lot less wide, a lot less waste also. But I'll just stick that in there because I can feel it's not going to come out. There we go. Push that down. I use a lot of glue. I use a lot of glue because that way you can feel it in there, and it kind of just lets you be able to control the material better. Like that, see? Cool. And you can heat this up too, the glue that may be hardened, like if you put too much on. Let's go along like this. Now, see how that's straight? I don't like that, so I'm going to pull it back off. And yes, I'm just going to heat it up first. Okay, like that. And squish it up. Pull that down. Push it downward. And also, when you're done too, you can go along and maybe say if you want to put a little here, scrunch it up like this. So you can make it as tight or as loose as you want. See that hole right there? I don't like that. Take that and push that down. Kind of pinch it with your fingers. See how that just sticks? Same with that. You can do this after, it doesn't matter. But this type of stuff that really bugs me, I'm just really particular that I don't like that. Oops. Nice. Nice. We noticed the glue, huh? There. Go. Like I said, it's so cool that, if you can be more relaxed when you do videos, I think that, you're going to do a better job. This is just the way you do things. I mean, you guys, I chat a lot. I chat a lot. I like to chat. And this is me. I mean, I'm kind of silly. I'm goofy at home. My daughter doesn't like it. She's embarrassed. Oh, well. That's who I am, you know. But, hey, you guys make me laugh and make me happy. So I enjoy it. I love you guys. Just continue with this. I had to move everything out on my kitchen table. I just couldn't do this on my desk. I have a lot of room on the desk. I did some haul videos, but I'm messy, and I just need the room. I've got to have the room, and I'll lose things, and frustrating. So I had to move it out on the table. So yeah, my husband's like, get that done. We need the table for Thanksgiving. It's only going to be my husband, my daughter, and I. But we don't have dinners a lot together because I'm one to grab my dinner, go over and watch TV. I'm kind of a sporadic eater. I just whatever, you know. It's not a good habit, but again, it's me. My daughter's going to graduate I think the 12th of December from college, and then she'll be moving home for a while and be going to graduate school. She's got to take the old test there and then start applying for graduate school, which hopefully will be the one that's closest to us, and that way, you know, she can live here and it'll be a heck of a lot cheaper for her. And I mean, she's going to be in the state of Arizona, but we're talking one is, 50 minutes away, one is 40 minutes away, one is 15 minutes away. So we can get in that one. She's going for psychology, so this should be really interesting. PhD. Anybody that can go to college in these days, sorry, I don't miss school at all. Not at all. Remember people used to say about, hairdressers and, okay, so you went to a tech school? Oh, well, yeah, you got your license and this and that. And we used to have rallies, and said, you know what? Now see, I'm going to be a little short there. I'm not going to cut a whole nother piece. So what I'm going to do is spread it out a little bit. Yeah. All right. And said, a lot of people will look down and say, oh, well, hairdressers, this and that. But I said, okay, well, you take, the movie stars or a banker or a doctor. Okay. See if they can cut their own hair. And then, I mean, you have to have the look for your jobs too. That's important. So, yep, hairdressers were needed. Definitely needed. Go all the way over to meet the other side. If I can get the glue out. Or the popsicle sticks come in handy. There we go. Like I said, this stuff is not going to show once you get, at least how I do it, get the potpourri in there. But see, you have like extra material here. You could just leave it. Oh, except for the glue strings. Yikes. I got this silicone mat that's kind of cool. I got this from Dick Blick when I got the Sure Bonder too, the detailer. I opened up little container I have that I have for all my pies and things, and I found another glue gun, a cute pink one. So I've got a lot of glue guns hanging around here. So see, now you got your crust. Now all this extra, you know, the glue strings, they're very annoying. But you can go around and get that all off later. You don't have to do it now. Like, I'm just about done with the crust, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick that down a little bit here. There we go. I'm not going to put the cinnamon on yet either, because I want to do the strips. And again, I have these 3 done. I'll show you, because I do 6. So I'm going to take it. What I do is I don't go along the edge. I put it, you know, maybe not even quite a half an inch over this way, maybe closer to the middle. Put a strip down that way. Fold it. I'm going to have to eyeball this because it's not a measuring thing. And you can just cut these strips. You don't have to measure them. You don't have to just do them the way you want. You just cut them and fold them up. And then I go right along here like that. This is where I use a lot. And then you take this side and just fold it right over like that, because you want to make sure that the strips are fairly even. I mean, equal to the other ones, because then it's going to look kind of strange. But you see how, and I hate to use the word wasted, but it is wasted, because I don't really need this much width-wise for these strips. You could get away with a lot less, but you know, I just don't do that. Okay, so that's that one. I just go along, put a strip, fold it, press it down. So that glue isn't that hot. It's no big deal, not for me anyway. Press it down like that. And again, that's where I go through so many glue sticks. And I use a lot of glue like that. Take this one, fold it over, and you're just going to kind of look at this strip and say, oh, okay, this is, you know, I want it like this one. Now, have that one handy. And again, you're not going to see this back side, so. Okay. There's another one. I'm getting kind of low on that, so I know it's going to run out on me. This one. When I did these pies back in '97, before then, and I'll never forget this, I remember putting I don't know how I did it, but it got right on my finger here, the glue, and what I do, oh, jeez, that was painful. It left a mark for a long time. It was horrible. So yeah, you know, we've all had those little things happen, but keep on going. There we go. You just press it down. Your strip. And that's going to be that, you know, so you're not going to see this underside here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 strips. So then here's your pie. What I do is, actually, you can put some potpourri in there now, but it's probably best to take your strips and look to see where you want to start. I usually do just lay them across 1, 2, 3. And again, you can make these thinner, less material. It's up to you. So now what I do is I usually start in the middle. Take this. I usually have a popsicle stick handy. I take the glue, put it, just gob it on there. Just put a bunch on. And then you take this and you turn it like this, okay? And you hold it. See what I'm saying? See that? Now, I press it up like this. See that right there? And you can see it's just stuck down. And you can go along later and put this material with the glue down, so like if it wants to tend to pop up on you. So see, that's your middle strip. And you do the same with this. Kind of get them as even as you can. Same thing. You turn it over on the right side. Hold it. Just make sure that's kind of where you want it. I like to push it up like this. If there's glue right here, you can pick that off later. It also, you can hide it with the cinnamon. And also you can tack down this too with the glue later. This one looks a little wide, but that's okay. Like that. See, it looks pretty even. So I want to just hold that. Make sure it's on there. Process, right? Okay. And I just see it's all tacked down. Then I lay these down. Okay. Then I turn it like that. Then you're going to take your other strips and just kind of lay them like that, so you can kind of see, again, if it's, you know, the evenness of them like this, okay? I did that other pie and I had this upside down. I was like, I had to rip it back off. Yeah, looks pretty good. So again, I'm just take this one, same thing, how you put a lot of glue right in here. Now, I usually just push those out of the way. You can flip them over, just like that. Push it down and up a little bit because you want the strip to be up. Because if you don't, it's just not going to look right. So you hold it really tight. So you can get these out of the way for now. Because you can see just from the pie, the edges, the middle, pretty much how you want them. Same with this one. Okay, right there. Glue there. This is kind of at an angle, so it's kind of hard to hold that there. And sometimes, but after you stuff the pie, you're not gonna really, and gosh, I'm so picky about this. It's like, I guess the OCD that everything has to be perfect, for me anyway. Okay. My popsicle stick's getting. Okay. This is upside down. So this is going to be out. So need some more glue sticks. Sometimes I have to push the glue again underneath. Now this right here, sometimes it bugs me when the glue squishes out. I take it after it cools down just a bit. And it's still warm, but I take it off because sometimes if it dries, it's a little bit tougher to get off. Sometimes you can even take little needle nose, pull them off. Okay, so there's your strips. Turn it around, go back to the first ones you did. Okay, pull this here. Okay, and you're just going to put your potpourri in here now. Like I said, you can use these, you might as well, as filler. Because that way, the reason I separate a lot of this is because, you know, I'll save the nicer looking ones to stuff into the pie, and you'll see what I mean by that. You know, it's just, it looks nicer. And even like the apples, puts little apple slices, so it just looks nicer. Okay, we don't want that. Now, and just get it kind of, because then it'll give me a better, makes me see how I want to do the strips, how they're going to be. Okay. So I'm going to do these first, okay? So over here is going to be the same as what I did over here, but you see how much, if I were to pull that tight, you know, when it's stuffed, it's going to lift up. So I like to leave some. Now, yeah, you can leave that. That is a little bit too much. I just cut a little bit off, but not too much, because then I've done that before too. It's too short, and that's really okay. So I load that glue on, load it on there. Take it. This is the right side. Put that down, and it'll slide on you a little bit. Make it stay there. If it's too puffy, just bring it down. Okay. You want to leave a little bit of looseness here. Let's see, a little bit of that glue, like that. But I hope you can see what I mean by a little bit of a waste of material. And I would have, like with this part, I would rather have too much than too little, because then it doesn't go, and it just messes you up, believe me. Again, this one, now the sides, always, you can cut more off because they're going to be shorter. Okay. Again, you just make them, try to make them even as possible. I think you probably know what I mean. There's the right side here. I'm going to turn it this way, so it grabs. That. Meh. Get out of there. Okay. Glue there. There we go. Oh, did you? No. Ooh, let go. Okay. Ah. My fingers stuck. Okay. All right. You know what? I picked this off. And oh, I say my popsicle stick. Let's just get another one. I could use the other side. Let's do the other side. Okay, over here, a lot of material. So I'm just going to cut right there. Put a lot of glue on there. Lots of glue. Put the underside. You have time to pull the thing up a little bit. Pull it off if you need to. I mean, it's better to do it now than after you've got it, the pie stuffed and everything's crisscrossed or whatever. It's easier to do it now if you can. Now, I don't know if you can see that right there. It's kind of low. There's a lot of this showing. So I may put more glue there and to hold it a little bit. It just, I don't know, it might bug me, but we'll see. Yeah, see how low that is. Material, I want it to come up to hold a little bit. But again, I can put some more, a little bit more glue right there. Push it up. Get that excess off. I don't like that. Ooh. See, then it's a little higher up. That's a little more snug, but that's okay. I'll leave that. And see how that is a little bit loose. You can always pull it up a little bit. Put some under there and it tacks it down. Oh boy. Okay. This is where I take a little bit more of the potpourri. Just go in there and spread it out like this. Also, with the oil, I used all the oil up, okay? You can get this at the dollar store. There's cinnamon apple, apple cinnamon, spice, whatever. I usually take, at this, when I have it like this, you know, the bag of potpourri will smell somewhat, but not a lot. So I'll usually take some drops and just go all over, and you just have to watch. You kind of get it on the bottom part, because if you get it on the strips, this color is going to go onto this. And it doesn't really look too pretty. And you don't have to do the oil now anyway if you don't want to. It's strong enough, it's okay. Like I said, I really stuff the pie. I just like it that way. This is, no, kind of ugly. Okay, we'll get rid of it. Put that in there. Okay, and I turn it. Okay, with this strip, this is just how I like it. I want it to go under this one, so it picks this one up. So I start with the middle. I take this piece, so I'll go under this. And of course, it'll be over this one and under this one. Okay. Don't do anything yet, just leave it. So then these two strips, you know, will go, no, I did that wrong. What did I do? No, sorry. It's over this, under, you see, because then it's going to pick this one up. And then it'll be over there. There we go. So of course, then this one is going to go under, because this one's over. So this one's under, over, and under. You just do the opposite. And you don't have to do this. This is the way I like to do this one. You can do it the opposite if you want. And this one will be the same as this one. Under. This will be over, and then under again. You could put 2 strips on either side if you want. I just do it this way. And get these little pieces of string. Okay, so you have your strips like this. Now, what I'll go ahead and do is start with this one. It doesn't need that much cut off, really. The glue on there. Down like this. Hold it. And so, I mean, you really want to hold it like here, because that's what happens, is then it loosens up over here. And I don't like that. You see, and then if you ignore that, then there's two, you just have to watch what you're doing. And if you're not picky, it really doesn't matter. But me, it bugs me. Not that it looks better or worse, it just bugs me. So this is broke, so we won't use that. Okay. Then you got this one. Now, way too much material, I can see. Like that. Again, put your glue on there. Okay. Put one in there. I'm not going to put it this way. This is the top. Bend it. Put it down where the glue is. It slips. Slip it down in there. Okay, and then hold this, because you want that to be up here. Okay. I went to the dentist as well. It's like, what, 3:45 a.m. here in Arizona. So you probably 2 or 3 hours later for you. I went to the dentist this morning at 8 o'clock. Why? I have no idea why I made it that early to get started on my crown. So yeah, it's kind of hurting a little bit, but yeah, that's okay. I love my dentist. I love my dentist, I'll tell you. And I have a lot of work in my mouth, a lot. So there's some people here that live near me. We went to the expo, scrapbook expo, and they're not too keen on the dentist, which, like I was telling my dentist, and he said, well, that's normal. A lot of people do have anxiety. I go, I know, but you're such a good dentist. I tell him, please get in there. My life depends on it. Believe me, he's wonderful. And he's like, oh, you're so sweet. But really, it's a husband and wife. And they're the sweetest people. They bought the dentistry out, took the building over from the previous dentist, which I liked. But these people, all wonderful. Every one of them, hygienist, dentist, everything. Perfect. I love them. So I like, Mary Jane, get over there. Also, Laura, she lives in Awaduki. So they're wonderful people. I mean, that I went to the expo with too. So I'm gonna stuff this. You'll see I'm just stuffing the potpourri in there. You can leave it like this if you want, but yeah. I'm gonna stuff it more. I'm gonna put that big piece, because you could put a whole bag in here, believe me. So yeah, we already have the dates for the expo next year, which is also the 13th and 14th September. So hopefully we're all going to go. It's only 40 minutes from where I am by my daughter's school. And in fact, it was right across from her apartment. But it's still the traffic, you know, you're talking 45 minutes. Well, you can be stuck in traffic for an hour one way. I just stay at the motel, and it's walking distance. It's right there. And it was so funny because I'm so bad on direction. I go out the door and go which way, and I can go. It's horrible. So anyway, I was getting lost and frustrated, and I had to get Patricia. We're like, stay with me. I'm gonna get lost. Where's Janie? Yeah, it's pretty bad. And then Laura Kai, she came in from St. Louis, and she stayed with me. It was so much fun. We went thrift shopping, and did we? Oh, wait a minute, we didn't. Or did we? I don't think we did. Jeez. Last year, Gloria came from Costa Rica. The first time I met her, and Patricia was last year. So she'll be coming this month sometime. Maybe she's even here. But we went to the thrift store and stores, a whole plaza full of them. There's like 7 of them. We got through 2 the whole day. We have a lot. We have an awful lot. Wonderful. So you can see I'm pretty much stuffing this thing. Okay, I like it that way. I'll stuff it even more too, but okay. So now what I do is like I'll start in the middle, and I take it, pull it up here, okay, and I put a little bit of the glue under the strip, and I like this. Then it just doesn't slip all over the place, because that bothers me too. You can get it more even. Yeah, just kind of quickly go in there and clip it. And then if you want to stuff it more, you'll have it nice and even. The glue under there. Squishing out the side. Okay. See, I still got lots of room in there. I still got lots of room in there to stuff more potpourri in there. Like that. Do the same with underneath here. Be quick because, you know, this hot glue dries. You know, I don't like hot glue. I really don't. I don't know why. It just bothers me, and it really is the quickest way for a lot of things. Now, of course, something like this, you want the hot glue. I'm not going to use liquid glue for this. But a lot of times that you can use the hot glue, I don't. I'll use like the art glitter glue or the tacky glue, whatever, and then I have to wait and wait, you know, until the next step and this and that. So sometimes it's better, but you know, if you got projects going, just move on to the next step. Whatever, wait for that to dry. This you don't have to. I mean, you do a little bit, but turn this around. But see, you don't have these gaps here. It bugs me. That gap right there. That's why I do this. Said I do more cleaning than organizing, because I'll go and organize something and then I switch it around. But before I switch it, I have to clean the floor and the baseboards and all that, and then I'll switch it around, then I'll organize this part. Well, then you buy something little, then you gotta organize your old room again. I clean the floor, clean the walls. It's like, oh my God. I still have tons of organizing, but everything's clean in there. When I get everything organized, I can do a living room tour. The spare bedroom is full of supplies that I have to get organized in there. At my other house, I was able to craft. I had a big room. This one, you kind of look at a brick wall, but so I'm not, no. So I'm in the living room. What do you do, Okay, so then you wait a few minutes, whatever. And this is, like I said, you can go ahead and take these out, off, check them. Check each one to just see if I need any more glue. Nope. This one. Okay, that's pretty tight. Good. That's good. More glue here. My Yorkie, Ricky, has his nose covered. I'll see if you can see him. You see him down there? He always tucks his nose in. You've probably seen pictures of him. What a baby. They always have to be right there by me. Oh, God. I'm like, no. He sits on my lap, and it's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, and he wants to put his head right here. I'm like, I sort of need that arm. I sit there and I can't. But then I feel bad because they're like looking at me and they want to come up. But I figure it's nice videoing now. My husband's asleep. The dogs hopefully won't hear anything outside. Be barking. But you know what? If it happens, it happens. Like Stacy from Pink Poodle. That's my group. That's my first group. Her dogs are always barking and stuff, but you know what? That's dogs. That's animals. What are you gonna do? They're so sweet, Everybody knows those little kids. I know it can be irritating, but I don't know. Just like kids, they wait till you get on the phone, then they do something. Or wait till you do a video and do something. She said every time her theme song comes on at the end, they can hear it. They know it. So then they start getting really excited. Dogs are so smart. Oh my gosh. So smart. Let's see, I'm filling every little nook and cranny in this thing. And there's not a lot of room in here. But, again, I'll take something like this. Stuff it in there. I just don't like to see nothing. I don't like to see holes. And you can take, pieces of your cinnamon sticks and you can put those in there. Your apples. Got some apple here that's in half. So if I want to tear that up too, the ones that I baked, they last too. They do not get moldy. This is from like a couple years ago. What I did when I sliced some of them, I was going to wait till the next day. I put them in a bag, put some lemon juice in there, sealed up the bag, and they were fine. They didn't turn brown or anything. So you can do that if you don't, just don't wait a long time, because I was like, oh, then the color started coming off and it was all over the apple, the white part too. I didn't like that. But experiment with baking them with this. You'll see. Maybe you don't like it stuffed like I do, But if you see on the side, see how that kind of puffs up like a pie would. That's the way. I like it that way. I don't like it flat. Again, like see. And plus, if you're people aren't going to really take anything probably and look at see what. But again, things in here to fill it up. Here's a little loose spot there. Jeez, come on. Okay. Now, what I usually do, take a pan, put the pie in there. Just take, I guess this dollar store cinnamon, sprinkle it. On there, and then I just rub it in. Because you can do this before you even make the pie if you want. And grind it in there like that, and then make your pie. You don't have to do it this way. So crunchy. Crunchy. My husband bought an apple pie for Thanksgiving. It's like, I like pecan pie. I like chocolate pie. They like apple. She's like, well, I'll get you a pecan, get us an apple. I'm like, you know what? Nah. Because then I'll end up eating the whole pie, So just get the apple. I'll have a little slice. Less calories. And of course, I don't like turkey, which is really weird. But you know that I always have my turkey and cheese sandwiches. Like Sean, he called them a sandwich. Now, I started saying, I got to get my sandwich. S-A-M-M-I-C-H. People go, what the heck is a sandwich? I thought it was so cute. Yep, it's my sandwich. So, I think that's dark enough for now. And if you're going to, I don't know, if you're going to sell these or give these to people, if they want more, then they can have more on there. So, now, just stick these little pieces of apple in there. I don't have allergies, but when I do these, woo, it's not doing it so much now, but wow, my nose will be like, oh, geez. Because the cinnamon's up flying around. So now you want to pick your apples to go on here. I made my apples. These aren't the best, but this is the way they came out. I can't keep wasting apples. But I tried to pick the nicest star, at least that I can find. This is my attempt. It did look really good, but then when I baked it, kind of all spread out. But you could take these, and if it sort of had a star, you can take your little X-Acto knife and just go and just niche out the little apple, and then, you know, to make the star. But again, sometimes when it bakes, it'll like distort it. So then get your apples. I put 2 on these bigger ones. I like 2. 2, now this is 2 with the star. And I like it kind of up like that. I don't want to use this other star because, you know, I'm not gonna, but I'll put, and then I see how I like it, where I want it. Probably like this. Now, what, I didn't go around and check, but if you can see that glue, just pick that off. I don't, it just, that bothers me. You can take that off. You can work on it. Sometimes it's, I like to check. Ooh. Glue. Yikes. Okay. That's good. Put that back on there. Kind of tuck this one under. He's like a half apple there. I like to place it how it looks the best to you. Oh, that little one, I just couldn't get it right. I was like, oh, forget it. Can't take forever here. It's gonna bug me. I could take this one. I'm gonna glue it down. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this off and just kind of where it's touching the muslin right here, the strips, just kind of put a little bit of glue here just to hold the apple in place like that. Just let it dry a little bit. Oh, I'm sitting on a stool. It's not my office chair. Oh boy, it's hard to sit for that long. Then this one. You don't really want that glue to show, so a little bit there and here, I guess. Just enough to hold that down. See how that's popping up? I don't like that. I'm gonna glue on there to hold it. Do 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 do. Sticky. Okay. Now I'll take my cinnamon sticks. I got this. Told you I've got. I think it's from probably the thrift store a long time ago. So a couple glue sticks out. You can take them and break them too. That's what I usually end up doing. And even here, you know, where you can, if you want, if you don't use them, you can keep them in your pie, whatever, stick them in there and you don't have to waste them. I normally like to have 2. Let's keep that one for now. She's got one on there. Okay. Keep grabbing for this one, but it's got something on there. I don't. I'll use a shorter one. Like I said, you don't have to break them. If you like a long cinnamon stick, or just the two, or you don't want the apples, that's fine. So you can go around and pick all the little glue sticks out, or the strings, glue strings, and make it, whoops, that was attached. There. There we go. And again, after this, what I like to do is I'll take the oil, and I'll take it out with a dropper and go way down in there before I get the oil out. And try not to get it on here because that will bleed the potpourri, because it's colored. So yeah. Sometimes put a little bit on the apple also because it just makes it smell better. And you can do that, like, I don't know, people would do it like once a month or whatever, and it's kind of neat. Then what you can do, use whatever you want. This, regular paper, it doesn't matter. But if you're gonna give it to somebody, you want to let them know what to do with it. I'll crease it. I usually take my little decorative scissors up that side. Yeah. We all know how that cuts, huh? It's not like I don't have more. Okay. Oh dear. Okay. Like that. Something that, you could put little instructions in there. We should type them up on the computer, print them out. That's what I normally did. But, right now I'm just going to do it by hand. And I usually punch a hole in there. Oops, whoopsie. Geez, that's loud. Okay. And I'll use my Sharpie. And I usually just put potpourri apple pie. There. My writing is not the best, so that's why I like to print them out. So you can see that. Potpourri apple pie. And then inside, I usually just put freshened pie with fragrance drops as needed. So freshen pie. fragrance drops as needed. And put that in there. That's a real mess. I don't know my kind of sloppy, but just for the sake of seeing what to do. And I've got a lot of raffia. I've got a bunch of different colors. But you can take your I can get some. I like it really fluffy, full, whatever. Okie dokes. Get out there. I can't get the thing out. Ah. Okay. There we go. See? That's what you get for not doing it ahead of time. Oh well. There we go. There. Good enough. Get together. I said the little one I just glued on there, but I usually take it like just like you would a ribbon, I guess, and go through the hole. Through this way. Hope that doesn't break or pull out of the paper. Okay, there we go. That's separate. You can even leave it like this if you want. You don't have to, you know, sometimes I would do that. I wouldn't do a bow, but I would do the little, just tie it, you know, and have a, you know, like that. But I'm going to see if it'll tie into a halfway decent looking bow. Yeah, crunch it up there. You can separate, you know, what to do with pulp or raffia. I would have liked this longer, but that's okay. Then you can use a regular pin. You can glue it on there. I use a pin because then if you give it to somebody and want to take this off, you don't like it on there, then this little garment pin, of the light bulb pin, or just a regular safety pin. Kind of put it through the back. See where you want it. The pie. See, it's pinned on there. Boop, like that. I look to see that. Okay, that's going to bug me. So we'll cut it off. Like I said, I would have liked it a little fuller down here, but that's all right. No big deal. So there is our pie. Ta-da. All done. I hope you liked it. It's different. Like it, oops. Like I said, you can kind of make it your own. You know, just, you don't have to have apple. You could have cherry, strawberry, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the basic part of the pie is going to be the same, whether it be you want thinner strips, the crust not so crunchy, you know, the apples done, whatever. But it's a base, and you want to freshen it with your little drops. but you got that bottom part, and that is not going to burn. Of course, you don't want to put this on a gas stove because it's going to burn. But if you're baking and nothing is on the top, this can go on, especially what is it, that vent that comes out through one of the burners. Put it on that vent so when the oven is on, it'll come through and heat the bottom of this pie, the terracotta. It's not going to hurt anything, and it'll warm up that oil inside there, and you start to smell it. Or if you want to put the little one in a bathroom, they just look cute, and they look cute all year. It doesn't matter because it's a pie. So anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll be making more videos. I have a few Happy Meals that I got, so I'll probably do those. But again, this is my home, and I am glad that you're here, and you guys should know me. This is me. Goofy, funny, whatever. It's just the way it is. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks so much, and you guys have a good day. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.